Okay, so now let's move on to talk about some of the Knowles neckties examples, right? Okay, first one up is from Erica Buchanan. And this is a really great job. And actually, Erica was the first person to turn hers in, so kudos to you on that. And I thought, you did a really, really nice job on this. Overall, I thought that, my one crit is like that everything happens kind of at the same time, and it could be spaced out a little bit. But let's check this out before I just yammer on about it. Okay, cool. So, like, every element to that... Oh, and I should note that you should definitely set the end of your work area because here we have the animation ends around here 1 second, and then there's, like, 6 more seconds where nothing's happening. No big deal. Everybody makes that mistake at some time in their life, so you probably will never make that again. So, what I think is really cool here is that, like, all the animation's actually really sweet on this. I just think that it all is kind of happening at the same time. So we can't really, like, see it all, and I just think, like, when you've got good animation, you should definitely try to, like, time it out so that we can see all the hard work that you've done. I mean, to support the flow of the piece, obviously, but here I think you could have more of, like, a 1, 2, 3 structure, and what you kind of have is, like, a 1 structure where everything kind of happens at the same time, all right? So I think this is really good and looks cool, and I love the colors that you gave this. I think it looks totally awesome. So thank you for that. Great job. And let's look at John Gagan. And check this out. Okay, sweet. John has a really good pause here at the end, which is, I think, what I suggested to do, which is to have, like, about a second and nothing else after the logo reveals. So that's really important. So let's look at this again. I think this looks really cool. So obviously, one of the coolest things going on here, other than, the animation and all the timings and everything, which looks great, is this little, like, effect roll down bulge of the tie. And I'll open this up in After Effects and we could talk about how John did that. And that's a really, really good example of a subtle, like, bulge effect, which is one of those distortion effects that I talked about. I think here John used it really well. So great job. I myself might not have put blood red up against, like, a light cyan with, like, orange in there, but I think this is a strong color choice and a bold one. It's a little clashy, maybe. I don't know. Personal taste. Okay, thanks, John. I think this looks awesome. The animation's great. Let's look at Kent Albin. Or Albin. I don't know if I'm getting that right. And check this out. Now, Kent's really been working these textures over the last few weeks, and I've been really digging seeing these happen because I'm a huge fan of textures myself. So great job on that. And Kent, I think he's a designer, and he's brought a lot of, like, really nice design touches into this as well. Like this kind of interesting watercolor element on the shirt, which I think is really unexpected and cool, and like these backgrounds or whatever. The animation here I think is really good. I kind of think this is almost like kind of the opposite of Erica's. Well, not opposite, in that you both did a great job here, and all the animation's really good. It's just on yours, I feel like everything's spaced out too far and is a little too slow, whereas Erica's, I feel like everything's happening really quickly and at the same time. So those are two interesting things to think about. I feel like here it's just like some things take a real long time, and probably, if you were really doing a logo reveal for a company at the end of a commercial or something, you're not going to have like 5 or 6 seconds for that to happen. That would be like, a long time for an end page. But anyway, the animation here looks great, and I think the design of this looks really nice, and so thank you so much. Looks great. And finally, we're also going to talk about Steve Thur-O's again. He's just hitting him out of the park here. So I really love this example too. And I think this is another one that has that good like 1, 2, 3 structure to it, that like just feels like it has a beginning, middle, and end, which is something I most always look for. So beginning, middle, end, right? 1, 2, 3. And that's just a storytelling thing that like, that's the way people really appreciate stories, or one way that people appreciate stories is kind of in a 3-act structure. We'll talk about that more next week. But yeah, great job here also, Steve. So, I'm just really psyched about all these and all the awesome ones that are coming in and all the originality that I'm seeing and just how much everybody seems like they're really enjoying themselves. And, I also want to say about this Knowles neckties that all these pre-comps was complicated. It was pre-complicated. Sorry, dad joke. But I'm really, really psyched to see how well everybody's navigated through those pre-comps, because that, that's not easy. And once you get that once, I think you get it for life. So rock on, all of you motion graphics warriors. Thank you so much.